All right, you guys, before we get into what's going on and the charts and everything this week that's going to be coming up, and I'm going to tell you guys I'm going to be more of a trend trader this week, following the trend versus trying to look for reversals. So I'll tell you that up front. But before we get into that, my biggest challenge, and I need some help with this because I really don't get it, I don't understand it. How is it possible that every single time there's a government shutdown or we right close to the door, you have all year to figure this out? You're the US freaking government. You can figure out how to squeeze everybody for their pennies, but yet you guys can't figure out a budget, and it's always down to the wire. Always. Just never understood that. That's just asinine to me. How is this possible that you guys got a government shutdown and you're the government, but you can hold everybody else accountable to the penny and to the day they owe you. But when it comes to the government the government running efficiently, nobody can ever figure out how to keep it well beyond the deadline. I don't understand that. Anyway, leave a comment if you can help me with that. All right, so before we get into the charts, let's get into the news that's going to be coming up this week. So, by the way, we have to see the impact of what the government shutdown is doing for the charts and for news. So, I can't really tell you with certainty what I can really expect because it just depends on how long this government shutdown is going to last. So, let me go ahead and do this for you guys real quick. Bing. And let me bring this on screen and bing to the bing, bing, bing. All right, there we go. All right, so what's coming up as far as with scheduled news? We do have the NZD is going to be coming up today with its news right here. NZD coming out with their interest rates on Tuesday. These 2 days is what you want to be kind of careful with because it's no telling what the Feds are going to be talking about. Okay, so there you go. That's going to be coming up. And really what they're going to be listening for is, are they going to, in the future, change the interest rates or not? And then you got CAD unemployment on Friday. That's about it. So either way it goes, it shouldn't be that bad of a week in trading. In the thumbnails, you guys already see the results of what we did in the oil markets and then the Forex markets and then the live trade session. So you see that. Now, why am I going to be trend trading this week? Okay, so let's flip over to the sexy analyst real quick and let's take a look at what's going on from the 4 hour time frame. And let's just do that there from the beginning. Okay, so normally I'm always on a 4 hour time frame. I always start there to try to get a glimpse and an understanding of where is the market directionally going. Okay, we can clearly see, for an example, this is AUD USD, that this is in the downtrend. We also know though that in the first part of the week it always tries to go against the trend. Okay, it tries to go against the trend. So this is in an uptrend right here. Is bouncing in an uptrend. It started to pull back down, but I do expect a pullback first. So don't be in a rush to try to sell this. In other words, what if you're a reversal trader? Here's a simple way of thinking about it. Okay, I'm a reversal trader. I've always been a reversal trader. But the problem is that on the first day or two of the week, you're going to always smash your accounts up. Why? Because that's part of the problem. What they do, they purposely know you're looking for reversals, tops and bottoms. And so the first Sunday through Monday, they typically are going to push it in the opposite direction. It will not make any common sense to you. You'll be saying, well, this doesn't make any sense. It looks like it's going this way. Yeah, but that's what they probably, they typically do. So this is the reason why when you switch over here to the ocean wave, you can see right here, you can see it's gathering the storm for what is this saying? Push to the upside, go the opposite direction. Are you guys understanding that? Go the opposite. I know what they're saying they want to do, but go the opposite direction because this is what they do. This is what they do. Look, it's still sitting there. This is what they do. They go and push it the opposite direction. Okay, so it's not going to make sense to you chart wise. Why is this happening? Why am I going upside down when it was supposed to be doing this, that, and the third? That's what the market does. It has an ebb and flow. So now if I look at it from the 1 hour time frame, you can see that it is in the uptrend, doing a pullback. And so therefore it may pull down and shoot up, whatever. In other words, I don't know. And that's the whole point. If you're not sure about a pair, don't trade it. That's it's as simple as that. If you don't understand it, just don't trade it. And there are going to be weeks where the market is not going to make any common sense to you. Don't force trades. If you can't see it, just leave it alone. This is why I don't have a favorite pair. I go through all of these. And sometimes with all of these, with all of this, sometimes I can only find one or two good nuggets, which I'm going to show you what I'm looking for. All right. This is chop, chop, fest. Okay. Jula, chop, chop. Nothing there. Okay. Now, this one finally, the NZD finally got its footing. This whole time it's been on a a rush to the upside. Rush to the upside. Now it has finally, and let me switch over to my sexy down. Okay, there you go. All right, sexy down. I got a sexy up and a sexy down. So now it has finally bent to the upside. I'm sorry, to the downside. Finally. So this does admit that this is to the downside, but with a big but. Okay, with a big but to it. This thing has shot down. Will it continue to shoot down? I don't know. I don't know because the the NZD is coming out on Tuesday with their interest rate. So this could well pop back up to the upside. So my opinion, I don't like it. This one is the one that's interesting to me, okay? Because we have all the clutter. Now, right here, I'm seeing a double top. And let me mark this up. This is one of the few that I see something to pay attention to. Okay, this is the one of the few. But again, due to the government shutdown, I don't know what's going to pop off. Okay, we have that. And I should have moved this one over here. For those who know the market makers method, this is that old M pattern, W pattern, whatever you want to call it. Okay, boop, boop, boop. I did it the wrong way, y'all. Hold on. Let me do this again. This is sexy down. Let's do it again. All right, there we go. Let me clean it up. All right. So it's basically M, and I wish this was trading view where I can just draw it out with one move. Okay. But either way it goes, you got your there, and it's kind of sloppy looking. But you got your beginning of the M pattern right here. Okay, and it's kind of crooked, and I know it's a crooked M. Sometimes it ain't going to work, what they call a double top, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, if this is trading view, I can draw it much smoother because they had that little tool. And, I was afraid of learning trading view for a long time. That's why I stayed away from the futures market, which, by the way, we've been slapping the futures market around like it ain't nothing, like we own it. We've been tearing that market up, tearing them cheeks up, boy. We've been tearing them cheeks up. But anyway, long story short, you can see the M pattern. And if you go across, you can see boom, boom, that's your double top. So that's the M pattern, market makers method M pattern. That's the typical market makers pattern. I used to have a hard time seeing these patterns, but now look, see, I like the tools. I like the indicators on the MT4, but I like the simplicity of the use of the TradingView platform better. Okay. So you can clearly see basically my little M pattern. Okay. That's what it looks like when it's hitting a double top or M pattern. Okay. The M, like, Mark, I call it the Mark Williams because I have a brother-in-law named Mark Williams. Okay. So the M is right here. M's means it's going to drop. W's at the bottom means it's going to pop up. So clearly you see it's stuck right here. However, the CAD has been having some problems. Okay. And so therefore, what I'm anticipating, I'm not looking to jump in on a sale at this point. What I am looking to do is to jump in on a pullback. And if this thing pulls back and still sustains itself by late Monday going into Tuesday, or whenever it does it, I can't predict when it's going to happen. But if it comes back up and like retest this level right coming across here, and let me mark this off, and I'm sorry for the sloppiness again, this is not trading view, but if it comes and bounce back up to this level right here, anywhere right here without breaking the top up here, then I will be looking for a sale, definitely for a sale. That's a definite. That would be a definite. Okay. That's a definite. I would be looking for a sale on that pair right there. I only see unemployment numbers coming out on Friday for CAD. But outside of that, it doesn't have much news coming out. Okay, so I'm going to clean all this up. And like I said, I wish this was trading view. I was so afraid to learn trading view for so long, and now it's like I wish this had the tools. I like the tools I can create on here better than trading view. but I like trading views use of how to mark up the charts where you can just hit that button and put all the markings into the trash can real quick and all that kind of stuff. It is what it is. It's one for, tit for tat, blah, 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 blah. Okay. It don't matter. They all have their good pros and cons. But the point is that this one is one that I'm looking at. AUD CAD is on my radar. Let's keep going. All right. This one, nothing. Nothing. In fact, if anything, I'm going to be looking for this to go further down. Okay, I'm just not. I'm just not a fan. See, this is just a hot mess, you guys. Okay, and when you're dealing with hot messes, don't see how this broke through the bottom. Everybody thought this was the bottom. I don't know about the CAD. Okay, this right here. See all this chop, chop, chop. Watch this. I'm gonna switch over to the ocean wave and look at how it just says, nope, keep going up, keep going up. It's pulling back to the main wave. Every time it pulled back to the main wave, you can see every single time it bounced off of that main wave and shot up. Come down, bounced. Come down, bounced. Come down, bounced. And that's exactly what it's doing here. So because of the CAD and the beginning of the week, I already just know how they are. See how it's touching the main wave? Every time it touched the main wave, what did it do? Broke back up to the upside. So what I'm looking for, I'm going to actually be looking for buy opportunities on the on the AUD CAD. And let's go to that on the ocean wave and see what it's talking. See, the main wave has not been broken. It's still saying up, up, up in the way. Now it is doing a pullback. So again, I would be careful. But as far as will I be buying? I'm sorry, selling right away? No, I actually would not. I would not. Now let's scoot over to, and I'm sorry, I'm just jumping pairs because there's a lot of junk in the market. So all of these are still saying on the ocean wave, hey, keep it to the upside, partner. Don't go to the downside. Oh, my thing is stuck. I guess this is another reason why trading view is better when it comes to some of this stuff. But I like my indicators better on here. There's a lot of indicators out there, but you'll be scouring for your lifetime going through all the stuff they didn't put out there, and a lot of this stuff is just cosmic crap, and it doesn't make any sense. So anyway, this is still telling me to stay in the trend, stay in the trend. So where is the trend heading for the CAD pairs that I'm seeing? And I'm going to go to sexy, and let's just do that. Okay, let's go to sexy. All right. All right. So let's squeeze this a little bit tighter and let's take a look on the 4 hour. Okay. So this looks like it's right here looking like it's going to drop. Most people are going to sell. Me, I'm actually looking for a retest. So I'm going to be a buyer. I'm going to be heading up. This one here is in the downtrend. It did pull back. So hopefully it'll pull back even more and retest this level and then a drop. But again, guys, I'm just telling you, it's going to be scarce this week, especially with the government shutdown. Okay, GBP, NZD, it is on a slant pattern. What do we say about slant patterns? They always do what? Pop up. This is sitting at the 23.6 Fibonacci level. I'm looking for a pop up on that one. Okay, again, I'm not seeing a whole lot this week, and so therefore, truth be told, I probably won't be trading a lot this week. Look at this one. This is NZD pair again, Euro NZD. It did drop, but it's sitting on a strong support level. What am I looking for? A continuation back to the upside. I am not looking to sell. I am not, I repeat, I'm not looking to sell this right away. If it continues, then good for it. Good, good, good. But me personally, I'm going to be looking for buying opportunities because the main trend is still upwards. And since the main trend is upwards, as you can clearly see, I'm not trying to fight the trend. I do know that it did a pullback, but then it's going to catch its breather and hopefully get that retest, and then we'll get that M pattern just like we got over here on AUD CAD, where now it dropped, hit that support level, created see that low, created a higher low, and popped up and went all the way back to the very top. Okay, let me see myself. I didn't know my camera had me off crooked. All right, there we go. Hopefully that's helpful. All right, there we go. All right, does that make sense? Okay, so that's what I'm looking for, this type of pattern. And once it retests here, then I'll be looking for a sale. So this one here, it gave the initial slant, but look at this. Once it slants, what does it do? Pop all the way back up. Always does the same thing. Slants, pops, slant, pop. It's just how far will the slant go is the question. So I would be looking for a buy arrow on the 15-minute. If I get a buy arrow on the 15-minute, for a buy, then I'm definitely going to be hopping in on this. Okay. So a buy arrow on the 15-minute is what I'm going to be waiting for. And that'll help me know when to get into that thing right there. Okay. Same thing with GBP NZD. And let's see if we had a buy arrow on that one or indication. And there it was. See, you see how it popped out? Bing, it's going back up. So that's bouncing off of the support level. It digs the slant and then it bounces off. So I'm looking for the same thing. I'm looking for a buy opportunity on Euro NZD. Okay. And probably the same here, but I'm not a real big fan of trading AUD NZD. I just never liked it. Okay. So in the beginning of the week, I'm never looking for these turnovers. This probably going to push back up. Doesn't even have to make sense. You'd be like, well, yeah, but the markets, I'll do my analysis. It doesn't matter. You have to go with the flow of the market. The market is always doing the same thing. It's always trying to find its way right back into the original trend. And yes, you have pullbacks and all this, but what was the original trend, up or down? So in the beginning of the week, it's always trying to get itself right back into the trend. That's why I always used to teach you guys, stay in the trend until midweek begin. So again, this had its pullback, but I'm definitely looking for a buy opportunity. Okay, on the NZD pairs and on the CADs. Okay, let's take a look at this CAD here. Okay, see, a lot of people don't try to sell this. I'm telling you, be careful because this thing probably going to push higher to try to get back into the trend. It doesn't even have to make natural sense. That's just the flow of the market. Okay, this thing shot up real strong, but what was the overall trend? Down. Look at that judo chop chop mess. Oh God, it's a mess. This market is a mess. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This is a hot mess. That's why I'm not looking for any reversal trades right now. Most of the time, when there's turbulence in the market, it's going to continue in the path that it was already heading. This would be another good example right here. And let's see if we got a sell arrow on this one. No, we didn't. But you see, as soon as it popped up and hit that resistance, that thing dropped like a rock. Why? Because the overall trend is down. It had a short pullback, and now it's going to head right back down, in my opinion. It may. Same thing with this. It did its pullback, but then we'll see. Again, to be honest with you, this is all hypothesis because the U.S. market is in a shutdown right now, so nobody knows what's really going to pop or happen because of the fact that you got all this tariff wars going on, potential wars, finna start up. And then you got the government that's on shutdown. So, and then you're going to have the weekend gaps to all of this. So I'm just strongly suggesting to you guys, you might want to just hold off on taking any trades for the first couple of hours after the market open. Just let the market settle, see how things are going to settle out first, and then you come and take a look at this market. However, if we're just going off of what the market typically does, a lot of people are trying to reverse trade. Do not do that on Sundays and Mondays. Again, see how this is reversing down, but what is the overall trend? Up. I'm only looking for buy trades on this pair as well. I'm only looking for buy trades. So let's go to the ocean wave. That's why I said the ocean wave is going to be my friend this week. Okay, ocean wave. Look at that. It's already given a buy arrow on the 15-minute. See, look at this. It has not broken the main wave. This is what I'm telling you guys. For those who have the ocean wave, Sundays and Mondays is your cash cow days. It's like giving away money because it's always going to find its way back into the trend, the trend, the trend, the trend. Okay, the trend. Now let's go to the 4-hour on this one. And I'm going to be looking here. See how it's starting to curve up? This is why I'm looking because on the 4-hour time frame, this is still pushing to the upside. Same thing with this. So it did its pullback. That's great. I'm looking for this to turn back around and go on back up. Okay. Going back up. Going back up now. Going back up. So it's hitting the neutral zone right here. But again, it's came all the way down. It's going to turn around, stop, and then come back up. Why? Because what is the 4-hour saying? Up, 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 and away. USD CAD. Let's take a look at that one. Okay. What is the USD CAD saying? Up, 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 and away. So what do I want to do over here? I only want to do buy trades. What's the 15-minute saying? Buy, buy, buy. See, right there, catching it right off of the dip. Catching it. Just catching that thing and heading on to the upside. So again, guys, I know the market is just not, I know we can't do our normal, hey, let's go through every pair. Here's 6 pairs that we can look at this week. But to be honest with you guys, it's so much going on until for me personally, I'm only going to be looking for continuation patterns. See, look at this. What does the 4 hour say? Down. What does this say? Down. See my point? What does this say on here? What is the, oh, this is beautiful. All right, let's check the 4 hour. 4 hour says what? It's heading down. 1 hour says what? Down. 30 minutes says what? Down. What do I want here? Down. What do you see right here? Down, down, down. Continuations. This is why I said this will be your bread and butter. This will not, this will also be another nice one for me to pay attention to, is to look for this one for a sale opportunity on the CAD JPY. Okay, so CAD and NZD will be my focus pairs this week, and we'll have to see, because again, with the government shutdown and knee-jerk reactions from what's happening from now, from the weekend gaps and all that kind of stuff, we'll see. But I'm just telling you guys, NZD and the CADs are going to be the pairs that I'm focused on this week to find the best setups. Okay, all right, you guys. Now, for those who want to trade live, because again, we have been slapping the heck out of these markets. I'm not going to lie, with all the foolery going on. My team, Dr. Paisley, or Dr. Elvis, as you guys know him, Jenny and Donna, and myself, we still been doing our thing in these markets. It doesn't matter. We've been trading for so long. We've been trading together for many years now. So we just know how the markets flow. You know what I mean? So the copycat service, I've been posting up screenshots all week long. And by the way, for those who want to know, like somebody, I appreciate your comment. Somebody put in the comments, "Hey man, is this really real?" I said, check the screenshot, because when I put screenshots of the trades, you can actually go on there and see the entry and exit points, and you can put that on your own charts, and you can verify whether the trade actually happened or if it didn't. So anybody who's trying to say, "Oh, this is a scam, it's not real," all you have to do is just grab the numbers from the screenshot, the dates of the trade, and you put it on your own chart, and you can verify whether the trade went in that direction or not. And then you can verify for yourself, yes, this was legit or it wasn't. Simple as that. Simple as that. Okay. I'm too old to worrying about trying to fake people out. You know what I mean? Who cares about all that? Either it is or it ain't. We've been around since 2019. Why should I start now? I don't care about all that. Just check the numbers for yourself. And if you like it, come and join us. Now, if you want to be a part of the copycat, you're going to go to superezforex.com, and you're going to cover over here and click on this yellow, and it's going to take you over to our website, supereasycopycat.com, or you can just go to Super Easy Copycat. Now, right here, you'll see a video of me taking a trade, and this will be your account, and you'll see that this will be what yours look like. You'll have this software on it, which only take a few minutes to set up. I'll be taking trades over here, and it'll pop up on yours. When I close a trade here, it'll close here, and that's why you can play this video to see actually how it works, okay? Just as simple as that. Now, if you want to be in a futures program, now, again, we have two different ones, and it's up to you. If you want just alerts, day trade alerts, then you want to join the agent session, because I was over the agent session, and we were doing live sessions at night, but not everybody could make it. It was too inconvenient. So we switched over to my private Telegram channel, where I send out day trades, and sometimes it could be in the evenings, it could be in the mornings. The freedom, that's the other benefit. Because I'm sending out trades and they're not scalp trades, you have enough time to get into it without actually having to stop work. Okay, so they're just day trades that come out to our private Telegram channel. However, if you want to be in a live trading environment, then you want to join the New York session, where you'll be with Miss Jenny. And Miss Jenny will be trading live Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays every week during the New York session, and you can get in there and trade live. Now, the other benefit is, regardless of what session you have, you do get a free indicator with it. Okay, you get the free indicator. The scalping indicator, okay? But I'm telling you, if you want to be a scalper, it's better for you to join the New York session with Miss Jenny, where you can learn live with a professional trader. As you can see every week on my thumbnails, that there's not been a losing week since I don't know when. It's been a long time since it's been a losing week in the live sessions, and we're knocking it out the park every week in the agent session if you just want the alerts. Okay. Now, if you're a person who just want to trade on your own, now, oh, by the way, if you want to trade on your own and use the tool I'm using this week, which is my Ocean Wave, get it right here, and that'll take you to our Ocean Wave site. If you want to use the Sexy Analyst and the Simplicity is right here. The Sexy Analyst is here. If you want the scanner, everything is here. So again, everything you need is right here on superezforex.com. Okay. All right, you guys. Peace and hair grease. Hope you enjoy your day. Hopefully this video was helpful to you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.